What is your best ex revenge story? My ex got revenge on me in the worst way possible, and I have no way to clear my name. Last year, I cheated on my ex-girlfriend of 8 years, Annie, with a colleague, Jess, who I now have a 3-week-old son with. I have no excuse. It cost me my job and the majority of my friendships along with the love of a good woman. I deserved it all, and I have never expected any sympathy for my actions. Annie delivered my stuff to my parents' house before I even knew she knew about the cheating. She didn't even confront me. She just cut me out of her life without a word. I messaged everyone we knew, begging them to ask her to talk to me, and I sent hundreds of messages telling her how much I regretted everything and wanted her back. I never got a response. Jess saw the messages, and it obviously caused issues between us in the beginning, but she fell pregnant quickly, so we moved past it for the sake of our family together, which we both wanted. I am 100% committed to the relationship and haven't even looked at another woman since things settled down. In the final stretch of Jess's pregnancy about a month ago, I saw Annie in a shop for the first time since the breakup. She was pretty cold towards me, but said that a few months ago she found a keychain my granddad got me when I was very young. It's not valuable, but she knows it means a lot to me, and she said I could come collect it the following Saturday morning. I explained that was 6 days after Jess was due to give birth, so I'd probably need to be home, but she just said I could either get it on Saturday or it was going in the bin, so I agreed a time to go over. My son was born a few days late, but he's perfectly healthy and wonderful. So he was less than 24 hours old on the Saturday I needed to collect the keychain. I planned to pop in on the way to the hospital. But when I got to my old house, Annie invited me in to talk about how things ended between us. I thought we had a good conversation and that both of us walked away with closure. She let me apologize for the way I treated her, wished me the best with my new family, and hugged me as I left. I admit I held on tightly for the hug, but it was purely because of the relief, not lingering feelings. I spent less than an hour at her house, then headed to the hospital. I didn't tell Jess about any of this because I know she still feels insecure about Annie, and I didn't want to add fuel to that. When I arrived at the hospital after seeing Annie, Jess had revoked my access, and the ward manager wouldn't tell me why I ended up being removed by a security guard because I was denied seeing my son for the second time ever and didn't respond well to being blindsided. I tried calling Jess and her mom over and over, and the only response I got was a screen recording of a message from Annie. It was doorbell footage of me walking through the door at 9:30, then back out just after 10:15, and the hug is only partly caught, so it does look like we could have been kissing. The message Annie sent with it said, "Did he even shower and change his clothes between fucking me and holding his son? Congratulations on being stuck with him for the next 18 years. I hope it's everything you dreamed of." No one believes this is a setup at all. It's something I would never have expected from Annie, and no one else would either. So they're completely rejecting the idea that this is a lie. I sent her a message asking why she did this, assuming I'd still be blocked. Her response was that she wasn't going to let me play innocent, and that I may have deleted all of our messages over the past few months. But she hasn't. Obviously, there are no messages, but she blocked me again straight after, so I have nothing at all to exonerate myself with. She waited in silence for almost a year, then took the most cruel and vindictive revenge she possibly could. I have met my son once, minutes after he was born, and now Jess is refusing any contact with me and won't let me see him. Court will take months, and my heart hurts every minute of every day. I know what I did to Annie was horrible, but I don't deserve this. I have no one to talk to about it because not even my own mother believes me. Her only question was why I ruined my life with a baby when Annie was willing to reconcile, and that's about the most supportive thing she's said to me since I was dumped. The few friends who stuck with me are assuming the worst too, and it's killing me that not a single person I know sees this for what it is. Everything is ruined, too. My brother's petty revenge to my ex-husband. So about 7 years ago, I split from my ex. It was a very emotional time for me. My ex-partner essentially decided without warning, really. He was done with monogamy and our heterosexual marriage and said some other choice, cruel things about me and my body in the process. A lot of it very uncalled for. He was quite a cruel person. So we both needed to separate and pack up the house, divide the belongings. My brother and friends were helping me because I was a right mess. I was packing up in the kitchen and saw in one of my ex's boxes a large pack of condoms right at the top of the box, left there almost intentionally, so I would see it. He was a real class act like that. There was no reason for the condom box to be in that box. It was mostly filled with his books/knickknacks, etc., left in the kitchen where I was getting most all the Kircheb-ware, so he knew I would see it. I just burst into tears seeing it. Another reminder in that moment that I wasn't enough, which I know now is total bullshit. Enter my big bro. Let's call him Dave. Fake name, obviously. Now, backstory is that my ex hated my brother, hated him. My brother could be a bit self-grandizing, and so my ex always used to rant after family events about my brother and his ego, and about how my brother acted like it was the Dave show. I love my brother for the record. He's just a confident man and self-assured, really, a good guy. But something about him always used to piss my ex off. I think my ex was probably jealous he wasn't as self-assured as my brother is. But anyway. So my brother opened the condom pack, stuffed them all in my handbag, and put in the condom pack an old photo from Christmas a few years back of my brother and my ex that had been on the fridge with other family photos. He wrote on the back of the photo, "In case you missed the Dave show, asshole." He also put a few other things to mimic the weight of the missing condoms, so he wouldn't know until he went to use them. I never knew what happened. But I like to think that that photo ruined the mood in at least one sexual encounter my ex tried to have, and that makes me smile. Edit. Thank you for the petty love, everyone. I'll share with Dave how many compliments he is getting. Also, to those who are commenting holes in the condoms, like that is a crime. Please don't poke holes in condoms as revenge. That's just not cool. 3. I took revenge on a cheating ex, and I went overboard. So recently, I found out that my ex had a flirtatious relationship at work with one of her managers at a restaurant she works at. This involved sexual dirty talking while on the shift, sexual compliments and photo sharing and plans to hang out. I found out and told her not to text the other guy again and block him. Well, something told me to check her phone again, and it didn't take less a full day for her to respond back to his texts on iMessage, thus continuing the contact of cheating on me. What's worst is how she described getting caught by me to be hilarious funny, and that she'll reach out to this guy when we're done. She made me sound like a doormat, a joke, an option, as if everything we had was a plaything for her to play with. Feeling emasculated, embarrassed, and surprised she could ever talk about me like this to another man, I posted her incriminating screenshots to her social media feeds, Instagram and Snapchat stories, since I had access to the accounts, and sent those screenshots to the guy she was cheating on me with and her boss at work since she was doing it with another manager at the restaurant. I also sent them to her mother as she was texting this guy the whole week. I was helping her mother move to her new home. The guy responded immediately, and her boss and mother has yet to respond. She later called me back to apologize about the ordeal, but the damage was already done, and I broke the news to her about what I did, and to screw her, I think I went overboard, as this is something I never done. Take revenge on someone by screwing them over. Update. I've seen that her boss has looked at the message I sent her of my ex cheating at work on the job with another restaurant manager. The boss hasn't replied yet, but she definitely knows now. Time will tell if she'll continue to be working there. Update 2. Apparently, she still has her job from the restaurant, and she's doing damage control from the social media posts. Update 3. She replied back to me letting me know the developments I about posted learning before, and that only a person like me would care to see that happen. The conversation turned in a really ugly name, calling match. The damage has already been done. I'm being spiteful, and I'm done talking with her. I'm going to desperately seek therapy and work on myself for the better. I didn't expect this to blow up, but I appreciate the advice all around. She never wanted me or deserved it all. Update 4. I contacted the owner and showed him pictures of what happened. He legally said he can't get involved for situations that happened outside the restaurant. The screenshots clearly show her and the manager sexually flirting during the workday on the hour. I don't think he really wants to get involved. We live in an at-will employment state, meaning the employer can fire you for a reason other than an illegal one. So, as uncomfortable as it is for her, The owner GM, the manager she cheated with, unfortunately. She'll keep her job, but boy, it'll be uncomfortable working there. Final update. The guy she managed to cheat on me with is a single father, co-parenting a son with another woman. I found out who the woman was and showed her all the screenshots. Unfortunately, she saw them texting each other for well over a year ago, and that she told him to not text her anymore because she doesn't want him hanging out with anyone that doesn't like the mother of their son. My ex-girlfriend knew her and was extremely rude and snobbish with her. They're not together anymore, so she didn't know the exact lengths of their relationship. However, she knew that texted each other a lot. To no surprise, their relationship also ended because he was also cheating on her at the same restaurant with another woman that worked there while their son was extremely young. For all the talk about how my ex-GF didn't want to be a single mother and how she despised her father for cheating on her mother while she was pregnant, she sure loved playing the role as the other woman.
Thanks for watching this video. If you like this video, drop a comment below. And please like, share and subscribe my channel.